What are you gonna do? As you were watching from the dock of the tiny boat, watching the steam coming out of the chimney from where the kitchen is, you were just letting your mind wander and thinking about what you're gonna do when you get to Nami. But your mind keeps on flashing back to Sanji. What are with these stupid feelings? You wonder to yourself. You look back at the kitchen door and you see Yasuko and Luffy looking through the tiny window that presents the kitchen. You can hear Yasuko and Luffy muttering to themselves, saying, "Ah, yeah, it looks great. Let me see." You couldn't help yourself but laugh a little. As they were bickering just for the small window to see how Sanji's cooking, you were just listening to the seagulls and ocean making noise. Until you looked back at the bag you were holding. The one that contains the box. Sooner or later, you're gonna have to open it, you thought to yourself. Time skip. We were all out on the front deck. The table was set and all of us were sitting around it. As Luffy and Yasuko were digging into the food they just got, I started looking at mine. It was the same meal that your grandpa... No, none of that. Just enjoy your meal. It's just a coincidence. But yet again, you haven't had that specific meal in a long time. You looked back at Sanji, Yasuko, and Luffy. Luffy and Yasuko were complimenting on Sanji's cooking. He looked back at Sanji and he said with a glass full of wine, "I don't care about you guys. I'm just practicing for the night me and Listener are gonna have. Well, with this cooking, you might get Nami back onto the crew as well. She and Listener are the best." A light blush appeared on your cheeks from all the compliments. It's been such a long time since you hear nice things. You took a bite out of your food and realized it was better than you remembered. But there's no time to think about that. You were just trying to focus on your crewmates. As Sanji was putting the empty wine glass down, Luffy spoke up and said, with a full mouth, "Yeah, of course we will. She is our navigator." As Luffy finishes the last meat on his bone, he tries to grab the other one, but Yasuko beat him towards it. They both started yelling at each other and arguing whoever gets the last meat. You were slightly giggling at their childish behavior, but all of a sudden, you heard a strange noise from the waves. It sounded like something was coming. You looked behind you out to the sea to see what it was. Sanji took notice of your uncomfortable mood change. But you weren't really paying attention. You were just trying to focus on what that noise was. You didn't notice, but Yasuko and Luffy were running around trying to grab the last meat bone. And in the middle of their haze, Sanji yelled at them to tell them to stop. Till the noise finally stopped. It might have been your imagination, you thought. You turned your head to realize everyone was back in their seats, but Yasuko and Luffy were still arguing. But until you heard another strange noise. Once you heard that noise, you said, "Shh, quiet." Once you said that, Yasuko, Luffy, and Sanji looked back at you. You walked over to the edge of the ship to look down where the noise was coming from. Luckily, Sanji was standing right next to you, looking also. Till you and the rest of the people on board noticed the noise that's coming down from below. You muttered to yourself, but to the point where everyone could hear. "There's something down there." As you said that, the blue ocean became a more darkish color, resembling a shadow rising up, until you said, "It's big." Until... whatever sprouted out the water shook the boat and the waves rapidly. As it was rising up, Yasuko started yelling in fear. But you were mostly intrigued to find out what sea beast could cause this. Luffy said it with a full mouth. "What the hell is that?" The water finally cleared from the beast's face. Yasuko shouted out, "Sea monster!" Got more of a closer look on what the monster looked like. It wasn't really that scary. It looked more like a giant cow. You thought to yourself, well, that explains the strange noises. But there's no time to think about that. The sea monster was looking directly at the boat. Sanji blew out some smoke from a cigarette and Luffy said, "It's a cow!" "Not cow. They don't swim." "A hippo?" "Whatever it is, you can tell it's from the Grand Line. What is it doing out here in the East Blue?" "Why is it staring at us?" "It wants the food." "What?" "Quick, give it to it before he sinks the ship." Instead of Luffy giving the food to the strange sea beast, he just shouted out while punching the cow, saying, "Gum Gum Pistol!" "Bad sea cow, stay away from our food!" "Yes, you knocked it out!" Oh crap, you made it mad! "You're back for more?" As Luffy said that, Sanji kicked him straight in the face, knocking him back. Sanji spoke out. dumbass. There's no point of punching this poor hungry hippo. Probably just a baby and can't catch food for herself yet. As Sanji says that, he picks up the plate and starts walking over to the hippo/cow, presumably to give it the food that he has in his hand. But for some reason, you don't think he has that type of intention. Huh, here you go. Eat up. Don't be scared, I won't hit you. As Sanji says that, the cow/hippo opened his mouth wide to presumably get the food. But as the cow was about to grab the food, Sanji quickly lifted up his leg and kicked the cow in the face, sending it flying back into the ocean. Yasuko shouted at Sanji, saying, "What the hell are you doing? Damn jerk! He was gonna eat me with the damn plate. What was I supposed to do?" As the giant sea beast was about to destroy the ship, you quickly ran onto the side of the ship, jumping 30 feet in the air to kick the sea beast in the neck. Quickly, everyone looked you up in surprised. You muttered to yourself as you were landing back onto the ship, "This was really pissing me off." As you finally landed and the sea beast finally crashes down, you sit back at the table, Sanji absolutely praising you, and Luffy just preparing to eat again. You also muttered to yourself again, "That was refreshing." Yasuko said and replied, "You guys are insane. Seriously." You giggled at his concerned expression. You thought to yourself, "This day's gonna be a very long one."